YouTube, New Age Economist coming at you. And in this one, we're going to go over a fairly quick video. I did just get a haircut and a shave, so, oops, sorry. Did just get a haircut and a shave, so, is my mic on? Yeah, perfect. So, I hope you like the new look. I'm going to try and keep this as much as possible. I got a lot of compliments on it today, so we're going to try and keep it. Barber said come back to the barbershop every 4 to 6 weeks, but, you know, if they do that, then they're listening, which is rare for people who are creatures of habit, which we all are, right? And, you know, talking about creatures of habit, this video is going to be titled Whether or Not You Need to Own a Car. In one of the last videos, we talked about one of the best ways to get yourself retired is to reduce your expenses. And that is so true, the most true when it comes to your vehicle. I'm not saying don't get a license. Don't make the mistake I did. I'm 26. I still don't have my driver's license. And the reason I don't have my driver's license is because I decided that I didn't need a car. And when you factor in the insurance and the gas and the maintenance and any car payments you might have, it becomes ridiculous quick. I know some people, like I said in one of the previous videos, it's a fish tank, right? So if you have your car already, your fish tank's already like this, it's very, very hard to reduce it. It's very, very hard to go back to the quality of life without a car if you have a car, right? If you need your car to get to work, that's fine. But in all honesty, I don't think that you really do need it anyway. I mean, there's public transportation and there's something to be said about how much time you get out of your day, but ultimately expenses and income, right? You know, if you get a job that brings your income down here, but not owning a car actually brings your expenses down here, like those car payments add up fast. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And not owning a car, I mean, if you have to find a new job that's closer to home and you're saving, you know, it's about the same as the car payments would cost you and it's all about net even, then sure, keep the car. Great quality of life. Why wouldn't you, right? But it's coming from a person who just came from Canadian Tire today. I walked home with my own curtain rods and my own floor mat today. Just moved into my new apartment. So I'll tell you, I felt like an idiot walking around with those on the sidewalk. But at the end of the day, I thought about it for 2 seconds and said, I don't have a day job. Don't really need it. So yeah, I'd rather not own a car and then not have to go to a soul-sucking job that I used to have. I used to be a bartender, and they treated me like absolute crap. And I'm sure that a lot of you can relate to that, you know, bosses that basically think you're a dime a dozen and you're just completely replaceable. So I'd say think very critically whether you need a car. You probably don't. It's very expensive. There's something to be said about an electric vehicle, but then again, most electric vehicles aren't cheap. It's like somewhere in the 4 to 5 digit range, like $6,000 to $10,000 to get a charging station in your home if you don't already have one, which is pricey. And, you know, if you live in an apartment, that's pretty much out of the question because there's definitely not going to be a charging station in your parking spot. And they're going to be super inconvenient for you to go and charge in a public parking space that has an electric charging port. It's not really reasonable to do on your way home every day. I mean, like you reduce gas fees, which is great. If you're driving Uber to reduce the cost of owning a car, that's fantastic. But at the end of the day, you're just trading your time for more money just to what? Own a car? You know, I walk to the grocery store. That's 5 minutes away. Canadian Tire is 15 minutes today. So 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back. It was a great walk. If I had a car and a job, I'd probably get home. And then on the weekends, I'd take a walk anyway. Because, you know, taking a walk, getting some sunlight, like that's really what life's about. Just to enjoy the moments that you have. And sure, there's something to be said about, you know, reducing your commute and getting to where you need to get to faster. But I'll tell you what, not having a job gives me a lot more time than owning a car, and having a job that I drive to with that car would ever do for me. So honestly, quick one today. Not too much to talk about in that regard. Like I said, if you already have a car, it's going to be extremely tough to reduce your quality of life back down to not having one. But I would take that with some of the sweets. Take the sweet and the sour, you know, not owning a car, but at the same time, maybe you get to reduce the amount of hours you work at a job, or maybe you get to find a job that you like a lot more that's a little more local, or, you know, maybe you just take public transportation. In all honesty, on the quality of life subject, if you're not in, The whole idea of becoming retired and reducing your expenses compared to your income is to get wealth. And the whole point to get wealth is so that it starts paying your bills for you, so that you get a portion of your life back, that you don't need to work your day job anymore. So if your life sucks, if it takes 3 hours even for public transportation to get you to and from work, and you're at an 8 hour day, you're working 11 hours a day, 5, 6 days a week. The whole point is to get out of that job as quickly as possible. So if you're talking to me about quality of life and you're telling me you need a car to have a good quality of life, you don't ever want to go back to not having a car, that's fine. You're just shooting your own self in the foot, because that 40 hours a week that you're at your job is what I'm trying to get you out of here. This is the ultimate free yourself, bring your time back, and sure, having a car saves you a little bit, but time, cost, effectiveness in terms of the grand scheme of your life, and factoring in what you work at your job, how much you make, how much your car costs, I guarantee you do some quick math on that one, getting rid of your car, suffering for a few years of your life to build up a considerable egg nest that gives you compound interest so that your bills can be paid for while you sleep, is going to be the best calculation to give yourself the most free time over the course of your life. And then once you have enough money from your compounding interest, eventually you can buy your car back and have all of the time in the world to actually live the life you want with that car. That's pretty much it. Quick video today, guys. Signing off. Have a good one.